What to Play presents the top 15 Xbox One action games. This ranking is based on a 1 to 10 scoring system that aggregates critic and gamer reviews into a unique score called the Play Score. As much as new reviews show up and are added, the Play Score changes. At number 15 is Sunset Overdrive, a well-crafted gem from Insomniac Games' first venture into Xbox One exclusives. The game is amazing. I never played anything this fun just by getting from point A to B. The overall style is good, with a little punk rock touch and colorful, vibrant environment. Oh, and don't even get me started on the weapons! They're super badass and fun to experiment with. A Play Score of 8.02. 14th is Mad Max. If you think all movie-based video games are trash, think again! Mad Max is where Twisted Metal meets Shadow of Mordor. Good combat and savage car fights. Scrap, gather, loot, and customize Max and his car to your heart's content. Boasting a large, desolate, open world that could have been brilliant if the survival aspect of the game was more emphasized. Mad Max gets a Play Score of 8.08. Ranked number 13 is Just Cause 3. This was supposed to be a gem, but sadly, the game was plagued with poor performance issues like frame rate drops and long loading times. With that said, Just Cause 3's action premise is still top-notch. The most notable ones are its destruction, ways of traversal with cars, choppers, planes, gliders, and even grappling. And unlimited C4, hey, let's not forget that. Flawed? Yes, but still exhilarating and vast. A Play Score of 8.14. At number 12 is Alien Isolation, the better one among all Alien games made so far. By doing away with fancy guns, suit, and traditional combat, Alien Isolation puts you in a helpless, terrifying, and believable encounter with the alien. And the best thing about this game is that the xenomorphs, they feel unscripted and unpredictable. Unfortunately, the later stages of the game can get a bit exhausting and sometimes frustrating. A Play Score of 8.16. 11th place is Outlast. Maybe not the most action-packed game of the bunch, but Outlast does deliver a lot of action in it. Through running. The atmosphere is hauntingly scary, the chases are thrilling, and the jump scares are heart-stopping. The only underwhelming aspects of the game are its inconsistent character design and dumb tasks that are poorly designed and unchallenging. Outlast gets a Play Score of 8.29. Ranked number 10 is Batman: Arkham Knight. Rocksteady Studios' last hurrah on the Batman Arkham series is indeed a finale in every possible way. A bigger, more detailed Gotham is a sight to behold, the revolutionary combat system polished even more, and now, for the first time ever, you can experience the awesomeness that is the Batmobile. Brilliant set of characters, great side quests, a new villain, and of course, great voice acting. A Play Score of 8.39. 9th is Far Cry 4. A breathtaking, open-world game where the scenery is magnificent and brimming with color. Multiplayer mode is a blast to play. You can use every arsenal and skill that you possess, opening more unique and clever ways to destroy your opponent. However, after long hours of playing, the characters will start to feel weak, and the story, it's pretty much a cliche. It's just not on the same level as the gameplay and setting. A Play Score of 8.44. Number 8 is Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, a game of epic proportions. It may not be your typical Tolkien storyline, but it sure gives us a new perspective to Middle-earth. Shadow of Mordor's charm isn't that difficult to get hooked into, especially with such brilliant opening sequences. With impeccably fluid combat, gory and fulfilling to watch, bone-crushing and head-splitting has never been this addicting to do in a video game. Shadow of Mordor gets a Play Score of 8.5. 7th place is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, the best medicine for masochistic hardcore gamers. Let's put it this way, the same Dark Souls 2 game, but with higher resolution and frame rate at 60 frames per second, meaning better graphics. Shuffled placements of enemies that make the game fresh and surprising. New monsters, and an added Crown Trilogy DLC right from the start. Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin gets a play score of 8.62. Ranked 6 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. This game is, by far, the best looking game that I've played. Although it's not as pretty as what we were supposed to get, the game offers tons of content, a spectacular dynamic world, and the best fantasy storylines in recent video games. The combat is good, unusual, but not without very little flaws. Dialogue is great, and the characters are spectacular and unique. A play score of 8.65. Fifth place is Dragon Age Inquisition, a brilliant strategic action game that's only overshadowed by its somewhat weak plot. Dragon Age Inquisition is by no means a shallow game. In fact, its cast of characters are very interesting and relatable. The choices that you make are very meaningful. And the combat, although intimidating at first, is quite deep and very advanced. A BioWare masterpiece. It has a play score of 8.68. Fourth is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. One of the most open and deep combat approach systems in a game so far. Phantom Pain's freedom of choices is great. Wait, scratch that. It's excellent! So good that it can be overwhelming at times. There are almost infinite ways to finish a mission. It all depends on how you choose to do it and not by some boring tutorial or linear way. The Phantom Pain has a play score of 8.73. Third is Grand Theft Auto 5. Undoubtedly, the best game on the previous console. Labeling it as devalued because it's a port or remaster is just terribly wrong. The game is clearly built for the current gen consoles. It's that stunning. The characters are brilliantly acted and voiced. Its world is massive, diverse, and busy. And tons, and I mean tons, of tiny and big things to do. A play score of 9. Second best is Rise of the Tomb Raider. Lara has changed since 2013's Tomb Raider. In this new sequel, she's more feisty, more skilled in combat, and thanks to the well-written storyline, her character continues to develop. New crafting and upgrade system, action-packed enemy encounters, and hidden content for completionists. This game is a notch above than most action games in the market today. It gets a play score of 9.1. Stay tuned for the runners-up right after we reveal the number 1. And the best Xbox One action game so far is Fallout 4. This game is at one point the most talked about upcoming title for a long time. It's no wonder that upon its release, a lot of gamers stopped going outside, and it ruined a lot of relationships. This is a testament to how fantastic the game truly is. Great apocalyptic setting, excellent diverse paths to take, amazing hybrid combat, and a fun creation system. A play score of 9.26. And here are the runners-up. Your game not on the list? Leave a comment below and we'll tell you its play score. Want to know the play score of newly released video games on PC, console, and mobile? Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and Instagram.